continue with the story. Okay. So yes, you guys were here having a discussion. You decided that it's possible. You were having a discussion about whether it's possible that somebody was ambushing the caravan by putting everybody to sleep at night, stealing the shields, and then making off with them. Or something along those lines.
Alright, cool.
I'm sorry, I love your strainer hat.
Strainer's awesome.
It's fucking annoying, man. Alright. So you want me to talk to the dwarf again?
I don't know.
He might have better luck than we did.
He didn't like us very much.
Well,
At all.
None of you guys wear anything that he would fashion for you.
That's true. He just did. I think we kind of approached him and put him on a spot with asking about the missing shields.
Raiden. That's all that pops into my head when I see Shacket's head. His hat.
I'd nod, but I'm afraid that it would fall off.
Fall off.
I have to be very careful when I have this on. Damn it. Alright. Okay, I guess I'll go to the blacksmith. You guys can do whatever.
Okay.
Oh,
is he going alone, or are you done?
I'm done.
I'll wait outside because I think it
he
might
won't.
be better if he.
Yeah.
Okay, so Radovan, you're going into the blacksmith. Marlowe's going with you, but waiting outside. What about Racer?
Yeah, I'll do the same.
All right, let's move you out of here then. Meanwhile, Kia indicated that she wanted to do something her own self. So we're going to pop back over to the Fox and Hen and see what it is that Kia had up her proverbial sleeve. Okay, Keeliana, what do you want to do?
I was going to head to the blacksmith's. Was there any windows inside?
Yes, there was.
I was just going to stare through the window secretly.
Okay, so you're going to the blacksmith and stare through the windows.
I just want to see what he does when he thinks no one's around.
Okay.
That's so
I'm going to cast
creepy.
invisibility on myself.
That's so creepy.
Casting invisibility on myself and staring through the window at him.
Okay, so let's.
Also, I liked his beard. Okay, jeez.
Right. All right. So you pop down to the blacksmith's. Okay.
That is like legitimately creepy. I just want to say.
I love it.
Just-
Right. Well, the blacksmith. There's a window to the right. There's one on the front, and there's one at the back.
The one closest to the best view of him.
Probably the one to the right-hand side is very close to him where he is, but he'd go in and out of view a lot because when he goes to across to the forge. The one at the back, you'd probably get a clear view. The one at the front, you'd probably get a clear view.
Okay, I'll take the one on the back.
Okay. You want to go to the back one?
Pikachu!
I choose you.
This thing hates me today. Okay.
Oh.
It hates as you.
Yes, it hates me.
And Gore, I do indeed cast invisibility, so
Okay, so you're invisible and you go
Yes.
to the back of the blacksmith. Okay, let's go to the blacksmith so you can peer through the window. And let's see what you can see. So here we are. And we'll just move it so that you can see the blacksmith. Let's see. Actually, I put that window in the wrong place. Let me put the window where it belongs. Not the wall, damn it. The window. Okay, hold on. Alright, yeah, this window is actually supposed to be here. Okay. Alright, so you're peering through that window. You can basically see him hard at work on one of the shields. Go ahead and make a spot check for me, if you will.
okay.
Ooh.
Don't get too excited. It could be a rat.
Absolutely.
The Rat King is to blame.
Alright, here's the hoping I don't get the first one.
Spot check high.
Oh.
11.
That's just
okay.
sad.
It's not a 1. Okay. Nope. So, yeah, he's... As far as you can tell, not being a blacksmith, what he is doing seem to be fairly stereotypical, hard-working blacksmithy things.
Okay. I'm going to... no. I will not cast. That will undo my invisibility, right? Okay. I'm gonna just stay there while Radovan and them are doing
whatever.
stuff.
So you just want to kind of watch him for a while. Okay. Well, not too long after that, through the door, ding-a-ding, walks Radovan.
Great. So Kia is spying on me too. That's
Well,
good.
you guys won't know this because she's round
Obviously.
back,
I
peering through the
know.
back window. So
That's probably good because Marlo, being oblivious, would run up there and be like, "Hey, Kia, what you doing?"
yeah, I mean, that's kind of the line of sight to the window. So unless she does anything particular, I mean, we'll see whether or not you're going to get a spot check as things go on. And Marlo is outside with Racer around the front, so Kia wouldn't have been making any noise round back. So in theory, you guys would not be aware that she's there.
oblivious. Yep, I am oblivious.
So okay, you walk in.
Don't talk smack.
Yakety yak, don't talk smack. Okay, you wander in and you can see him, ginger-haired blacksmith. He has an extremely long braided mustache. He's got 2 male plate mail pauldrons on his shoulders, but below that it's kind of like just an apron and stuff like that. So it's like, kind of a weird idea of wearing next to no plate mail whatsoever, and why you need them, maybe you don't know. Maybe he has a reason. But anyway, he's beating out the latest and greatest shield that he's working on.
Can I do an appraisal check on the shield that he's fashioning, having had some experience with shields?
Like on...
see the value of them, like how...
I mean, yeah, go over to the table and show me which one you wish to try and appraise.
Honestly, the one he's making right now, I mean, well...
You
quality.
can, but it'll be extremely difficult because it's sitting right now. It's really little more than a sheet of metal.
Okay, so...
It isn't a shield yet, so it's be difficult to judge. You can't judge his quality until he's finished.
That's fair enough. So I will do this blue one because it's right there. So.
Okay.
Oh, that almost was a 1!
Almost.
It scared me.
You know enough to know that they are extremely, like, examining this one, it's every bit as perfectly cylindrical as yours. It's very polished, it's very solid. I mean, it's extremely well balanced. The fittings, the riveting on the back where it, holds on with the hand grips are very... I mean, it's a good quality shield, no doubt about it.
Okay. I'm going to go over to him and I'm going to say, man, if only I had known you in my past life.
Why? You need a shield? That one you got there looks decent enough.
Oh, no. It's just the quality of your crafts, It took a long time for me to upgrade to full plate, as you can see. And if I had known...
I don't do a lot of armor.
Just shields,
Plate,
huh?
it takes awful lot of man hours to knock out a suit of plate mail.
Yeah.
And then there's the fittings and all the hassle you have to go through to make sure it fits and the adjustments. I can't be wasting my time with it. Nope, I find shields and the odd weapon every great once in a while just for a little bit of a change. That's where my heart truly lies.
So the guards of this town, where do they get their armor? I mean, if you do shields and Finnerton does weapons as bulk, that leaves a lot of vulnerability, in my opinion.
Well, if you've seen the guards, they pretty much wear just like off-the-rack chainmail. Except for O'Neill.
Cool.
But, but most of them, they had their stuff commissioned. Now, I did make O'Neill's plate mail for him many years ago, but, that was more of a favour than anything else.
Well, I've had only a few encounters with your fellow kin, and despite their propensity to drink, they're quite awesome company. They saved my life, actually, to be honest with you.
Aye, most dwarven brethren do like a drop of the ale, that's for true. I myself never touch the stuff.
Well, that's peculiar. A dwarf that doesn't drink? I mean, not casting just aspersions or anything. I mean, just why can't you join me on my adventures, be brethren?
You see, having hammering and ringing in your head first thing in the morning doesn't sit so well with the hammering and ringing of ringing in your head that you have as a blacksmith. If I was to drink, I'd never get as many man hours in. And with the shield orders that I'm having to turn out here lately, man, I need every hour up at the crack of dawn, working until the sundown. Every day.
And you don't have an assistant or anyone to help? That seems kind of unfair to you.
There's no one else I could trust with my craft. Just quite simply, I don't have the time to train an apprentice, and I certainly don't have time to trust any Tom, Dick, and Harry with the quality of my work. I got a reputation to think about.
Dick and Harry.
Is Keel laughing?
You hear a giggle, yes.
Well, does he? Go ahead and make a listen check.
Do I?
Do you?
Because unless you're giggling loudly for all to hear, in which case the dwarf will as well. But I'm rolling for him as well, because if Radovan might hear it, so may the dwarf.
Ooh. Interesting.
Okay, Radovan does hear it.
Well, I look at
as
the
you
window.
kind of turn. Okay, you see Radovan's head turn towards the window, Kia. Are you going to make any reaction, or are you just going to... So his head is like turning in your direction. What are you going to do? Need to act quickly.
Yeah, nothing. I'm going to do nothing.
Okay. Then he turns and he kind of looks past the window, and then his eyes come back and stare straight at the window. As you can see outside, you can see Kieliana peering in through the back window.
Well, she's invisible, so...
Yeah,
Seeing... actually, that's right. You can't see her. She is invisible.
So
I
doing
stand
nothing was the
corrected.
right thing to do, because
There you
we
go,
see
right?
nothing.
Yeah. So yeah, you heard a sound, but you kind of dismiss it as... What was that?
Well, I the last thing I want to do is take up too much of your time, sir. I've been sent by the Tom, Dick, and Harrys of this place to investigate what's been happening to your fine craftsmanship. It's been vanishing.
You're not another one of Harrington's lackeys, are you? There were three hussies in here earlier this morning asking questions about the shields disappearing. I'll tell you the same as I told them. Every darn shield is accounted for when it leaves my premises.
No, that's not in question. Please, sir. And those hussies are more trouble than they're worth, just between you and me. Well, Marlowe not as much, and she seems okay. But the other two, oh my lord. Anyway. Oh, Cuthbert, help me.
Shh, dig a hole.
I am not a lackey of Harrington. He did ask me to investigate, however. But I am an outsider through and through. I just want to help. And the last thing, I would never accuse you of stealing or anything of that sort, because you put all these hours into it.
Make a diplomacy check.
All right. Oh my god, I haven't done diplomacy in so long. Watch this be my first one. 17.
Oh,
17.
close.
Yeah, you are a diplomat.
Yeah,
Somehow. Okay, he says, I'm sorry. It's just, anybody that casts aspersions against my honor or my honesty, I don't take kindly to it.
I understand.
I overreacted. I was assuming that you were trying to imply that I was shortchanging his lordship.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, has anyone in the past few months come in and appraised your work but not purchased anything? Any local from town seem interested in your shields?
In the past few months, I mean, we have travelers and passers-by all the time.
What about locals? In the past 6 months?
It's been a couple, like. Taylor dear, thanks for the follow. But most of them cannot afford what I sell, so, it never really becomes an issue.
Well, what if, and this is just me spitballing here, and I can't believe I just said spitballing in a fantasy game. Like, that's
Shaboody.
Shaboody. What if a local is stealing your shields because he can't afford them?
Well,
Well, that's my question.
That'd be a problem for Lord Harrington then, if they're stealing Lord Harrington's shields.
Right,
I mean,
but-
once he's paid for them, they're not mine anymore.
Right, but
And if it's a local person stealing from somebody in town, I would see that's a problem for the guards, not me.
right, but this is the kind of line of inquiry that I would have to pursue to out said person. So, is there any local who has shown an interest in your shields recently? Because whoever it is has been getting more and more bold.
Honestly, no, not local.
Any not local person who's frequented your establishment? Been in and out more than normal?
Not really. I mean, I make trade all the time. As I said, people come in and out. It's a main trade roll, so people are always coming by. Sometimes people come and buy 5 or 6 shields at a time. A local lord may come and buy several shields to kit out his own personal guard or whatever. But nothing I would tag as suspicious, like.
Well, has anything suspicious happened in this town? Why did my voice go that way? I don't know. We're going with it.
Why is he talking in that weird high pitched voice?
Friends become enemies, enemies become friends.
Anybody suspicious? Maybe? No.
This is not that I can think of. That being said, pretty much keep myself to myself.
Well, that's understandable. And
Although all this buzz about these shields been missing the last 2 or 3 shipments it's a little concerning. More so because of the fact that people keep bothering me about it.
well, okay. This will be the only time me or the hussies will bother you again. That I promise you.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If I can help in any way, I'm more than happy to. But especially now we understand that you're not here trying to accuse me of shortchanging anybody.
Oh no, they're beautiful shields. I would never. Why would I even go down that road of thought? It makes no sense. You make these shields, you pour all this hours of work, and then you steal them back? Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I think it was more along the lines of whether or not they were questioning whether I actually delivered as many shields as I said I was.
Well, like I said, they're hussies, so what are you going to do?
Well, not just them.
Who else?
Well, his lordship, he come and asked me about him a little while ago. Not today. Several weeks back, like.
Harrington.
When they first started disappearing, he come in and asked me if I was sure I gave him. The first shipment was, the last shipment before this one was 30 shields. He said, "Are you sure you gave me 30 shields? Because when they got there was only 22. And I was like, damn right I'm sure, and I take offence to the fact that you reply otherwise. And then he got all defensive like and apologised and
Have you had any dealings with the other 2 noble people who lead this authority that are part of the council, besides Harrington?
well, it's not really a council.
Or whatever they are,
But the other 2 nobles that live here in town, again, from time to time, I sold one of them 3 or 4 shields a couple of years back. But, Harrington's really the only one that has permanent residency here. The other 2 tend to come and go.
Are any of them in town now?
Couldn't tell you.
All right,
As I said, keep myself to myself.
Well, considering you don't drink, the next time you're in the inn, I'll get you a water. How does that sound?
Well, that sounds fine. I'm not afraid to say that I do go in there from time to time and down a little bit of the salted pork and the roast beef.
Oh, I didn't really have a chance for the beef because it fell on the floor.
Oh, they only do beef on the
delicious.
weekends. It's delicious. I serve it in a great big dark thick Guinness-style gravy. It's delicious.
Well, thank you for your time. I won't be bothering you again, don't worry. It was a pleasure meeting you, sir.
And you. Well, you have a blessed day.
I hold up my shield and with my helmet falling down. There you go.
Alrighty.
And I'm just gonna turn and leave.
Alright. Shibaz Palaces, thank you for the follow. I'm trying to move you.
Okay.
We're battling over the icon.
Dun-dun-dun.
Icon Wars. Zemrakian Spear, thank you for the follow. Slinky720, thank you for the follow. Alright, let's put you
Slinky?
back on Slinky, yes. Everybody loves a Slinky!
Yep. That was intense and awesome.
All right, let's take you back out onto the streets of Arundel. Whenever I hear that, I can only ever hear Jim Carrey saying it for some reason.
Go, Slinky, go! Did you
So-
learn anything? Go, Redimus, go! Go, Redimus, go!
What was that?
It was tassels. They were just unfortunately placed.
Marlo!
Awesome. Marlo Reza, he doesn't really know anything. Like, I'll be honest with you. He's, he was insulted that you seem to question his honor, but otherwise he's a hard-working guy. He doesn't even drink. And I look again at Marlo. He doesn't drink.
Maybe that's why he's so
Tip your
grumpy.
spaghetti hat.
That's why he's so bad. That's why he's so grumpy all the time. Yeah. What is Kia doing after you see Radovan leave?
I'm gonna sneak back to the inn.
Okay, so you head back over to the inn. Okay,
Yes. And go invisible.
go uninvisible.
I mean, well, anyway, the other two people who run this place, they don't live here. They're not local. They go to and fro. I don't know from where. I actually didn't ask that, but he didn't seem to really know or care about them.
Okay.
I'm at a loss. I'll be honest with you. Back to the inn. Find Kia. Maybe
Yeah.
All right.
To the inn!
to the inn.
To the inn!
As Marlo would say.
All right. To the Fox and Hen of Arundel. Okay, when you guys get back in there, Kia is sitting at the table. I'm putting you guys back in here. You can position yourselves where you
Alright.
wish. It's about lunchtime.
Ugh. I'm gonna sit down
I'm
heavily.
back! Gotta go, Reza.
Too slow!
I should have only put 3 chairs and made you play musical chairs for it.
Marlon like falls to the floor. I'll just stay here.
All right.
Kia, he knew nothing.
I know
Nothing?
nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Sucks.
I mean,
I feel like the only solution here is to actually go with the shields, see what happens.
Okay, the innkeeper's daughter comes over. She says, can I get you any lunch?
Please.
What
Yes.
would you like?
Bacon?
Bacon? Yeah, we've still got some bacon left from this morning.
salted pork and water.
Fair enough.
Bread?
Have that too, yes. And for you, my dear? No, you're fine?
Yes, thank you.
I'll be right back. Okay.
I'm gonna kind of like look over at Kia and be like, milk?
Ooh, milk! And I'm gonna have Cal pop out from my bag. Sorry, Cal. Thanks, Reza. I just forget sometimes,
Yeah, because Cal's like dying of thirst and...
He pops out of the bag.
I'm gonna look around and just get a general sense of the people in the tavern. Does anybody look like they're at a place or they're outsiders, like the barbarians?
Not really. I mean, most of the people, looking around, most of the faces look familiar at this point. You've been here, you're here all yesterday evening. Nobody really stands out. There's nobody wearing anything super flashy. Everyone seems to be just pretty mundane, to be honest. You guys are the most flamboyant people in here.
Well, that's so true. Oh my god.
I'm
are
gonna
so-
ask Reza where she's been.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm waited outside. I'm talking to
Oh.
grumpy ass dwarf again.
Okay. The girl comes over with your lunch and starts putting it down. As she does so, she looks rather startled and surprised as she picks up a piece of paper from underneath one of the plates. And she goes, huh. I know how that got there. Oh, well.
What?
And she goes,
That's mine.
oh. How did it get on my,
I don't know, but I've been looking for it.
oh,
Thank you.
here you go.
What is going on here?
Nice. Reza.
She hands it to you.
what can I see the paper as it's being handed over? Do I know what it is?
I'll show you what it is, shall I?
Well, actually, I'm gonna try and take it, snatch it, like take
Well,
it.
I'm adding it to
politely.
right. I'm
but-
adding it to Bane's journal right now.
Hide it.
So Bane, you should have access to it.
The note.
Yes.
Well, we see that there's a note, so you can't really hide it from us.
But you see a piece of paper, but you don't know what's on it. So I'm not.
Oh, that
I'm
way,
not
yes.
displaying it to you guys until she tells you or indicates she shows you, if that makes sense. So yeah, you know she took a piece of paper, but what's on it or whatever until such time that she reveals it.
Okay.
Okay. So yes, can you see it? Okay.
I just sent you a quick message, just confirming.
That is correct.
Okay, cool.
Are we
So I'm
passing
just
notes?
gonna kind of try and peek at it. Actually, I'm gonna wait until until she puts the food down and everything.
All right.
Is it like
she delivers your
Valentine's?
food and goes back? It says,
Race-
"Do you like me? Yes, no, maybe."
With little boxes. Yeah.
No comment.
It's from her to Radovan, saying, "Do you want to go on a date?"
Aw, why'd you give it to me? All right. I'm just gonna
All right.
look
So
at
when she
Risa.
leaves,
Yeah.
I'm going to discreetly, like, kind of turn to my right,
Uh-huh.
shield with my body so Marlo can't see, and look under the table, read it.
Because Marlo's right beside you. Okay.
Yeah, and fold it up, stick it in my belt.
Okay.
I'm just gonna look at Kia and be like, "Did you find out anything?" Where'd you go?
Nowhere.
Okay.
I was just here at the end being a little hussy.
Getting in more trouble.
Yes.
And
Very nice.
You get it. Come on.
I get it. I get it. And I just give Kia a look, and then I go,
I'm just gonna start eating, kind of
Okay.
quickly, like I got something to do.
Okay.
And stare Radovan down for the remainder of the lunch.
this group.
All right. So you plow. Racer is eating like there's no tomorrow, wolfing her food down.
I'm eating my bread slowly and looking very confused at everybody.
Okay.
Here,
Yeah?
a word with you,
Sure.
and I'm just gonna basically get up and walk upstairs.
I will follow her.
I'm gonna turn to Marlo and be like, "Well, that wasn't obvious."
Secrets.
As I eat more food.
It's
All right. Okay.
So I'll go up to my room.
Okay. Yep. You're upstairs in your room.
Okay, so I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna grab the note and I'm gonna give it to her and say, "Can you detect magic on this or see if there's anything?"
What does the note say?
Kia can't read either.
So you've handed her the note, right?
Yeah.
In that case, I will add it to Kia's journal as well then,
Oh, cool.
so she can look at it. There you go. And for chat,
Thank you.
there's the note. There it is. There's the secret note right here.
I'm gonna look at it, and I'm gonna cast Detect Magic on it immediately.
All right. It is not magical.
Okay. I'm actually gonna go downstairs. I'll be right back, Raisa.
Pikachu!
And I'm gonna go up to the barkeep.
All right. Here, you're back on the stairs.
Okay. Excuse me. Hello? Excuse me.
Okay. This bar wench turns and looks at you.
Do you have any lemon juice?
I think so in the kitchen. I'll be right back.
Thank you.
Okay. She goes back, comes back with a whole lemon.
Nice.
Will this
Yeah, I'm
work?
gonna, toss her a copper.
Okay. She snatches it and puts it in her apron.
And I'm gonna run back upstairs.
Okay.
Marlo.
Okay, meanwhile, as you're watching Kia come down and
Um,
apparently request fruit,
Citrus.
Maybe one of them has scurvy. And they're too embarrassed to tell
And
you.
they didn't know it until they got the note.
The note said, you have scurvy.
Congratulations!
I eat the lemon.
Okay. So while this is going on, what do you two want to do? Since there's all this secrets and stuff suddenly going on.
So are we gonna have to try to talk them into letting us go with the caravan?
I think that would be an easy enough thing to do. I'm more concerned about what those two ladies are up to. I mean, we got time, and apparently you're an outsider, and all my work with them in the past year, well, 2 years now, means I don't need to know anything, because why tell the wise cleric anything? I'm going to take
maybe
a
they don't
angry
know.
bite of my pork.
Maybe they don't know if it's a lead yet or not. You've been working really hard about this. Maybe they just want to make sure it's actually worth your time.
Oh, they bothered me about less important stuff in the past, but it is whatever. We're gonna get permission to go on the latest caravan ride, so I wouldn't worry about that, Marlo. And you'll be able to punch things.
I
So-
know, I'm excited.
Do you train on meats and stuff when you punch things?
I feel like trains.
Like Rocky.
You Rocky.
Are you Rocky? Who do you practice against? Actually, honest question.
I haven't got to spar in a long time. But, I don't know, usually I just do exercises and punch trees. I don't...
All right. Well, that's all I have to say. So I'll go back to finishing my meal.
Okay, so Kia takes the lemon and heads back upstairs.
Sure.
And then what?
And I'm gonna show the lemon to Reza and kind of shrug. I'm just gonna
Have a
put
lemon.
a few drops on it and see if anything happens.
Okay. It gets slightly moist where the lemon drops are.
Odd. Do you think it's just nothing then?
No, I don't.
It under heat.
Make a spot check.
Oh, right.
Me
Okay.
or
Whoever is staring closely at the paper, looking at the lemon, waiting for something to
Me.
appear. Okay, both of you notice that the lemon juice, while it doesn't reveal anything, does kind of pool a little bit. And starts to settle kind of in a grooved area. Like you're looking at it thinking, maybe there is something written here, but there's like
I'm gonna snatch it and just kind of hold it up to the light
Okay.
and see if I can see anything.
You can see that there is definitely an indentation, like something was either written using, like somebody either had another piece of paper on top of this and wrote on that piece of paper, and there was a little bit of the pressure pushed down, or someone wrote with no ink.
Kia, look!
But you can't really make it out at this point. You need something, some way to kind of, highlight it.
Is there
Right.
crayons? Is that a thing? Is a crayon a thing?
And Kia and Racer started coloring in their new coloring book. No, wax is a thing, of course. You have a candle. That's all a crayon really is colored wax.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna take the
What?
candle.
Okay.
Before, I'm gonna hold it up to see if the heat's gonna do anything, first of all.
Roll to see if you
no.
catch it on fire. No.
No, not getting it too close.
Don't roll it once.
Not heat,
Slightly.
Kia. The wax.
Okay.
Wax.
The heat doesn't seem to really do a whole lot. When the lemon juice dries where it was, however, with the heat behind it, you can now make out what looks like the start of a couple of letters.
Interesting.
Kia, look!
What letters are they?
The letters?
This is turning into like a Sesame Street. It's the letter O.
I'm going to steal the
T,
Declaration.
the letter
of
T.
Independence.
There's the letter T and H. You can see.
That never happened on Sesame Street.
One.
You're killing me, guys.
Shiggle, hi. It's happened. There you go.
Yeah, I think that will
Okay.
work. The lemon juice, and then
I'm
if
gonna-
we dry the paper.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand her the lemon juice, and I'll hold the candle. Like,
All right. So you cover it in lemon juice, and then you use the candle to light it up.
yes.
Light it up, up, up.
Okay, let me go
Oh,
ahead.
Jesus.
I'm on fire. Okay, here you go.
Don't light it in the back of that.
Watch me whip. Watch me nay. No. We can do this all night long.
Okay, so now you can see what it says.
Right. Well, shit.
Hold on.
It says, well, shit.
Yep, that's what it
Odd
says.
thing to write on this thing.
Okay.
It says, I poisoned the food you just ate this morning, about
I'm
30
gonna
minutes
immediately
ago.
look up to my left and my right and just look around. Like,
Okay,
When she
window.
start doing that, I'm gonna start doing it too, just because
okay.
we're being
Okay.
watched.
Why would somebody leave this here? For this? This is.
They don't want us to know that they know. They don't want us to know who they are, but they want us to know that they know.
I'm glad Marlo's not hearing this.
What did you say? Know that they know that we know.
And now they
That
know
he doesn't
they...
know that he should know, and therefore we both know.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay, so what do you want to do with this newfound information?
Let's head downstairs and show our friends.
And keep your eyes open. It's,
Yes, man.
somebody's
Walk
obviously.
down the stairs with your eyes closed.
Yeah, Racer,
I'm sorry.
Kia falls down the stairs.
I jump on the table, do a little jig. No, just kidding.
Okay, yeah, so you guys are... Okay, so after about 15 minutes, Racer approaches the table. Looking a little...
Hello.
Looking a little bit kind of sheepish.
Yes. And slightly pale, just a little bit.
What's wrong?
And Kia looks as pale as she always does, but she has a slight look of possible concern, maybe.
Where's the paper? Did it hurt you? Show me where it touched.
So I'm going to sit down and I'm going to lean in and I'm going to have the note upside down and I'll slide it to Radovan.
That
And I'm gonna
brownie's
say-
made out, so it doesn't- yeah,
I
okay.
don't think we should be having conversations at the table anymore.
I'm gonna take the piece of paper and look at it.
Okay. Are you holding it in such a way that Marlo can see it as well, or are you keeping
sure.
it to yourself?
I mean, I'm not. No.
Okay.
Marlo can see it if she can read. I don't know if she can or can't, but I'm not hiding it from her.
All right. So I'm putting it in everybody's
Yay!
thingy, and I will do this. Poof. So you should all now be able to see it.
It looks like women's handwriting.
This does not concern you. Mind your own business or perish.
It's funny. I'm gonna look at Race and be like, "That's
Cherish
hilarious."
anymore. Or
Oh, I'm an evildoer, and I will kill you.
hate
I will
when
kill you,
people use
Raisa.
big words.
I will kill you, Kia. I will kill you.
Okay, you're getting some
Come
rather
on.
strange looks from people that are close by as you start talking about killing people. This guy
Shut
kind of
up, Radovan.
gets up and goes
Oh,
and
Oh,
moves
it's
over
angry.
here.
People always trying to seem smart using big words. What's wrong with the word die?
Parish is regal. It's above it, right? It's not just die. It's perish. And I'm gonna say that
So-
quite loudly.
What about the not talking about this at the
Oh.
table part?
Ah,
Gore.
Yep.
Does the handwriting look female? Like a female's like fancy? It looks like it's kind of like
Do you?
fancy and
You
well.
can make
well
a.
written.
You can make a language check, skill check.
Okay, sure. Language?
Speak language if you have a skill in it.
Let me see here.
Um,
Speak language.
you should have. You probably don't have it. I mean, if you have any kind of linguistic skill beyond just read and write.
Decipher script.
I would say decipher script would work.
Okay.
Can I do that as well?
well, I think we would all do it when we look at the note.
Okay. I mean, if you're trying to ascertain if it's male or female writing, if that is
Yeah.
something your character is actively thinking about right now, yes,
Yes.
by all means.
Okay, then ignore my roll. 'Cause I'm
18.
really not.
Okay,
My character's
Kia.
not.
You would say, okay, Kia. You think it is more eloquent by the not doesn't necessarily. You're not convinced it's
Right.
female, but it's somebody
Who has
with
training.
it's somebody educated. It's not a rough. It's no one with a rough hand. There's too much curvature and stuff to the letters. They're too
Okay.
precise.
I just look at
Someone
Risa
with
and
money, Radovan. We need to get out of here.
why?
I agree.
Yeah, at this point, Marlo's trying to hold herself back because of what Ray said. Because she really wants to jump on the table and say, "Bring it on!"
And honestly, I mean, okay, so you're not doing that, Spook, right? But
No.
is your
Ray
character
said
like
it.
fidgeting and anxious? Or?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm kind of in the same vein, like caution to the wind, right? Because I'm in full plate mail, and we've been threatened to death time and time again. So I just look at Reza and know what the fight we've had. I just say, look, we can talk about it wherever you want. This doesn't scare me.
I'm not scared. It's just a matter of indiscretion.
But there's no discretion. It's someone we've spoken to.
But
Or
we
has
said
been-
we were going to keep ourselves on the down low, and we've been failing at that. And
Yeah,
I think
we got
I mean,
enough
in
fight-
theory, as loud as you guys have had conversations, anybody in this tavern that wanted to listen and put two and two together would probably know what you're up, that you're doing something. So, I mean, it could be anybody at this point.
Yeah. And so I'm going to say, at the sake of trying to figure out who it is, I think we should limit our conversations around a room full of people.
Okay,
Doesn't
and
help.
I'll respect that. I personally think we should get permission from the local authorities, and anyone with money, we make them write parts of the note and see if it matches. What about we do that? Just do a
Or-
little like a cue, or we can look at things that people have written in to see if anything
That's
lines
what I
up.
was going to say. Go look at documents already taken.
We
It's
can
got
do
to be
that.
some sort of, like, I don't know, taxes or...
Tax ledger, yes. So we go to Harrington because, right?
Yeah.
Go to Harrington, and we make him write this note and see if it lines up because it's clearly Harrington. Because he gave us this quest, so our history is telling me that it's him.
You think?
No, probably not. It's probably his wife. A dog barks in the distance.
Yeah. And that's
All right.
appropriate.
Okay, so tax forms, and we line it up. We don't mention the note, though, right? Or no?
Let's go.
Marlo, you can punch a cactus if you want. You did work on it earlier, right? So
Saw one in the guard station.
There was one, actually, yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
so where are you guys going?
back to Harrington's.
Okay, so you leave here, and as soon as you step outside, it has in fact begun to rain. Kind of thinking about that, you realized it was fairly overcast earlier, so it's like, yeah. Alright, let's go to Harrington's house. Lord Harrington.
The cactus grew back.
I'm fixing to move it before I put you in there.
They imported another one.
Alright, so you're standing outside Lord Harrington's house, and it is raining.
So how are we going to get him to write something? Or are we just asking about documentation first?
We could try to get him to
Don't
sign
we already have a
some
note
kind of
from him?
contract.
We
You do
Oh.
have a
have
note from him.
from-
You do indeed have a note from
Oh
him.
my god.
we,
Okay.
we took it back, right? When we gave it to the guard. Yes.
Yeah, you took it back.
So,
you
let's-
in fact have it, Radovan, right now.
With my candelabra. Right. Can we get inside?
In the living
Since-
room, Mr. Green. Sorry.
With the unicorn horn.
It's kind of raining. Can we like scurry along?
Yeah.
Okay.
He has a front. I mean, he has a porch. If you want to stand under the porch.
Okay, let's do that. I take out the note and look at it.
The writing is nowhere near similar. Marlo's wringing out her robes.
Just rain. Okay.
What about Lady Harrington?
It's a good
How are
idea.
we gonna get her to write something?
Do they teach that? Wait, that's a sexist question. I'm not gonna ask.
Do they teach women to write?
How are we gonna get her to write?
I think we should go at the tax ledger angle. Ask him.
Or it could be Ellen. Ask her to write down a recipe.
But she hasn't cooked
I'm
us
gonna-
anything.
Take my cloak
Ellen
and
did.
kind of like put it over Marlo's shoulders as we're standing there
Okay.
as well.
The weather is beginning to get significantly worse as you can hear the rumbling of thunder and the flashing of lights beginning in the sky to indicate lightning.
Let's go inside. Okay? I'm gonna knock.
Okay. The
Hello,
door
maid.
is opened by Ellen, the maid. And she looks
You,
at you.
write
Oh, good
something."
gracious me. Come in before you catch your death of cold.
Oh, gracious, thank you.
Jolly G!
My heavens, it's raining cats and dogs.
Oh my god,
Raining
please
cows
stop.
and Normans.
We're
Gokies.
here to see Lord Harrington. And his missus, I guess.
Oh,
I mean,
hold on just a second here. And she goes and brings out a big pile of towels from underneath the stair rail, underneath, like a cover from under the stairs. Here, dry yourselves off. And then, hold on a second, while you're drying off, let me go and tell his lordship. He's got a nice warm fire in there, and if not, I've got one in the kitchen. We'll definitely have to warm you up.
Well, thank you, milady.
Okay, she wanders into Lord Harrington's room. She says, you've got visitors, sir. And you hear him say, oh, it's those fellows, and or that fellow and those ladies that were here that rescued me and your good lady wife. Oh, excellent. Show them in.
He called
Whoa,
the
there's a
police.
sound effect.
Sorry.
And one of the players is about to be arrested.
I gotta get out of here. See ya.
There's a cliffhanger till next week. Will one of the players ever come back? Okay, right. She shows you into Lord Harrington's room, and he's kind of standing in the doorway or towards the doorway, waiting for your entry. He says, "Well, come in, come and warm yourselves and get a stiff drink."
Thank you.
All right, Radavan
Well, I'm gonna
wanders in.
sit down by the fire because metal burns hot. I want to get this.
I'm gonna sit on the couch. Squish.
Oh no.
Are you coming in, my dear? Okay, he deliberately closes the door behind Racer. He goes, there, we don't want to let the warm air out on this nasty, nasty night. Bring that storm effect down a little bit now you're inside.
Wow.
So,
He says, so, have we discovered anything? But before we go any further, we're going to go on our second break real quick.